standing by for your TDD.
Houston, this is Neil, radio check.
Neil, this is Houston, loud and clear. Break, break. Buzz, this is Houston. Radio check and verify TV circuit breaker in.
Roger, TV circuit breakers in. And base 5 clear.
Roger. And we're getting a picture on the TV.
Okay, you got a good picture, huh?
There's a great deal of contrast in it, and currently it's upside down on our monitor, but we can make out a fair amount of detail.
Okay, would you verify the position the opening I ought to have on the camera?
Stand by. Okay, Neil, we can see you coming down the ladder now.
Neil, we can see you coming. Okay, I just checked, getting back up to that first step. That hasn't collapsed too far, but it's adequate to get back up.
Roger, we copy.
It's a pretty good little jump.
Buzz, this is Houston. F2, 1/160th second for shadow photography on the sequence camera.
Okay. At the foot of the ladder, the LEM footbeds are only depressed in the surface about 1 or 2 inches, although the surface appears to be very, very fine-grained as you get close to it. It's almost like a powder. Ground mass is very fine. I'm going to step off the limb now. That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. As the surface is fine and powdery, I can pick it up loosely with my toe. It does adhere in the fine layers, like powdered charcoal, to the sole and sides of my boot. I only go in small fraction of an inch, maybe an eighth of an inch, but I can see the footprints of my boots and the treads in the fine sandy particles.
Neil, this is Houston. We're copying.
There seems to be no difficulty in moving around as we suspected. It's even Okay, the descent engine did not leave a crater of any size. It has about 1 foot clearance on the ground. We're essentially on a very level place here. I can see some evidence of rays emanating from the descent engine, but very insignificant amount. Okay, Buzz, we ready to bring down the camera?
I'm all ready. I think it's 2 miles squared away in good shape.
Okay.
Okay, you'll have to pay out all the LEC there. Looks like it's coming out nice and evenly.
Okay, it's quite dark here in the shadow and a little hard for me to see that I have good footing. I'll work my way over into the sunlight here without looking directly into the sun.
Okay, it's taut now.
Unofficial time on the first step, 109.2420.
Okay, I think it's going the wrong one.
Okay, I'm ready to pull it down now. There was still a little bit left in the...
Okay, don't hold it quite so tight.
Okay?
Okay.
Looking up at the limb, I'm standing directly in the shadow now, looking up at Buzz in the windows. And I can see everything quite clearly. The light is sufficiently bright, backlighted into the front of the limb, that everything is very clearly visible.
Okay, I'm going to be changing it.
Okay.
Surgeon says that
Camera installed on the RCU bracket.
surgeon says the crew is doing well. Data is good, crew is doing well.
And I'm still in the LEC on the secondary start. I'll step out and take some of my first pictures here.
Roger, Neil. We're reading you loud and clear. Let's see, getting some pictures and the contingency sample.
Thirty-five and a half minutes of PLSS time expended now.
Neil, this is Houston. Did you copy about the contingency sample? Over.
All right, you're going to get to that just as soon as I finish these picture series.
Okay, gonna get the contingency sample there, Neil?
All right.
Okay, that's good. Okay, the contingency sample is down and it's up sample. Like it's a little difficult to dig through the initial crust.
Very interesting. It's a very soft surface, but here and there where I plug with the contingency sample collector, I run into very hard surface, but it appears to be very cohesive material of the same sort. I'll try to get a rock in here. Just a couple.
Oh, that looks beautiful from here, Neil.
It has a stark beauty all its own. It's like much of the high desert of the United States. It's different, but it's very pretty out here. We advise that a lot of the rock samples out here, the hard rock samples, have what appear to be vesicles in the surface. I'm looking at one now that appears to have some sort of phoenix.
Houston, roger out.
Okay, the handle is off the, it pushes in about, 6, 8 inches into the surface. Like it's pretty easy to put on.
It is. It's, I'm sure I could push it in farther, but, it's hard for me to bend down farther than that.
Now you could throw so
You
far.
can really throw things a long way up here. My pocket open, Buzz?
Yes it is. It's not, up against your suit though. Hit it back once more. More toward the inside. Okay, that's good.
That in the pocket?
Yeah, push down. Got it? No, it's not all the way in. Push it. There you go.
The sample is in the pocket. My oxygen is 81%. I have no flags, and I'm in minimum flow.
This is Houston, roger Neil.
Okay, I got the camera going at 1 frame a second.
Okay?
And I've got 80%, no flags. Good.
Are you getting a TV picture now, Houston?
Neil, yes, we are getting a TV picture. Neil, this is Houston. We're getting a picture. You're not in at the present time. We can see the bag on the LEC being moved by Buzz, though. Here you come into our field of view.
Oh, sorry. Let me move that over the edge for you.
Okay, ready for me to come out?
Yeah, just stand by a second. I'll move this over the handrail. Okay?
All right, that's got it. Are you ready?
All set. Okay, you saw what difficulties I was having. I'll try to watch your bliss from underneath here.
All right, the backup camera is, position.
Up Okay, your bliss looks like it's clearing okay. The toes are about to come over the sill. Okay, now drop your bliss down. There you go, you're clear. And laterally you're good. Got an inch clearance on top of your bliss.
Okay, you need a little bit of arching of the back to come down. How far are my feet from the...
Okay, you're right at the edge of the porch.
Okay. Back in from... Small little foot movement. Porch. Arching of the back. Moment comes up and clears the... okay, without any trouble at all.
Looks good.
.45 minutes PLSS time expended.
Neil, this is Houston. Based on your camera transfer with the LEC, do you foresee any difficulties in SRC transfer over?
Difficulties in SR...
Negative.
That's the sample return containers, the rock boxes that Capcom...
Now I want to back up and partially close the hatch. Making sure not to lock it on my way out.
Equally good thought.
That's our home for the next couple hours. We want to take good care of it. Okay, I'm on the top step and I can look down over the RCU and landing gear pad. It's a very simple matter to hop down from one step to the next.
Yes, I found it to be very comfortable, and walking is also very comfortable. You've got 3 more steps and then a long one.
Okay, I'm going to leave that 1 foot up there and both hands down about the 4th rung up.
There you go.
Okay, now I think I'll do the same.
A little more. About another inch. There, you got it?
That's a good step.
Yep. About a 3-footer.
Beautiful view.
Isn't that something? Magnificent sight out here.
Magnificent desolation.
Both PLSSs nominal on consumables.
Looks like the secondary strut have little thermal effects on it right here, Neil.
Yeah, I noticed that. Seems to be the worst, although similar effects are on all around.
Powder is very, very fine powder, isn't it?
Isn't it fine?
Right in this area, I don't think there's much of any but fine powder. Sometimes clods together, it's hard to tell whether it's a clod or a rock.
You can pick it out.
Yeah, and it bounces and then reaching down, fairly easy. Got my suit dirty at this stage. The mass of the backpack does have some effect in inertia. There's a slight tendency, I can see now, to backwards due to the soft, very soft texture.
Hey, you're standing on a rock, big rock there now.
This patcher didn't.
No, it didn't.
That's no crater there at all from the engine.
No.
I wonder if that right under the engine is where probe might hit. I like that.
Yeah, I think that's a good representation of our sideward velocity of touchdown. That told at the probe.
I'll see that probe over on the minus Y strut. Open off and bent back up.
That did, didn't it? Other two boats bent over.
Can't say too much for the visibility right here without the binder up. Pretty dark. It looks like there's a surface of a flat rounded rock. And incidentally, these rocks, very powdery surface,
Say again, please, Buzz. You're cutting out.
And here's some.
I say that the rocks are rather slippery.
Roger.
Very powdery surface when it's on there. Fill up all the very little fine porises. They'll tend to slide over it rather easily.
Neil Armstrong getting ready to move the TV camera now out to its panorama position.
Traction seems like good. Particular area. Start to lose my balance in one direction, and recovery is quite natural and very easy.
And I have the insulation off the Mesa now. The Mesa seems to be in good shape.
You have to be careful that you're leaning in the direction you want to go, otherwise you slightly inebriated. 80. Otherwise you have to cross your foot over to stay underneath where your center of mass is. Hey Neil, didn't I say we might see some purple rocks?
Find a purple rock.
Yep. Very small, sparkly fragments are the rock. They're reflecting sun in places. I would make a first guess at some sort of biotite. We'll leave that to the further analysis. But soil compacts underneath. Completely no. Said you don't sink down more than a quarter of an inch.
Biotite is a brown mica substance.
Okay, Houston, I'm going to change lenses on you.
Roger, Neil.
Life support consumables still looking good.
Okay, Houston, tell me, get a new picture.
Neil, this is Houston. That's affirmative. We're getting a new picture. You can tell it's a longer focal length lens. And for your information, all LEM systems are go. Over.
For your information, all them. I appreciate that. Thank you. Bill is now unveiling the plaque that is.
Roger, we got you bore-sighted, but back to one side.
For those who haven't read the plaque, we'll read the plaque that's on the front landing gear of this LEM. There's two hemispheres, one showing each of the two hemispheres of Earth. Underneath it says, "Dear men from the planet Earth, first set foot upon the moon, July 1969 AD. It came in peace for all mankind." It has the crew members' signatures and the signature of the President of the United States. Ready for the camera? I'll get it.
Are you taking TV on her?
Touch the LEC there.
I'm afraid these lost materials are going to get dusty. Yeah, surface material powdery. I don't know how good your lens is, but if you can touches, that gloves. Very much like a very finely powdered carbon, but pretty looking.
You pull out some of my cable for me, bud?
Houston, how close are you able to get things in focus?
This is Houston. We can see Buzz's right hand. It's somewhat out of focus. I'd say we were focusing down to probably about 8 inches to a foot behind the position of his hand when he was pulling out the cable.
Okay, how's the temperature looking there?
Temperature of the camera is showing cold.
I'm a little cool. I think I'll take. Oh. I'm on intermediate now, Houston, and I show 3.78. No flags, 70.
Houston, roger out.
And we'll probably need a little distance at back location. Television camera. And here, let's look at the minus Y stress. The direction of travel there. Traveling from right to left.
Right.
So this one over here underneath the mezzanine where the probe first hit. Minus my probe first hit.
I got plenty of cable.
You got plenty more. Okay, I think I got the end of it.
Something interesting in the bottom of this little crater here. Maybe,
Keep going. We got a lot more.
okay.
Getting a little harder to pull out here.
If you stand on the ladder facing forward, the minus Y strut is the landing gear to your left.
Say I am, Buzz.
40, 50 feet. Why don't you turn around and let them get a view from there and see what the field of view looks like. You're backing into the cable.
Okay.
Turn around to your right, you better.
I don't want to go into the sun if I can avoid it.
That's right, yeah.
I just leave it.
All right, let it
Sit
sit
like that and walk around it.
Houston, how's that field of view going to be? Pick up the Mesa far away?
Good.
Neil, this is Houston. The field of view is okay. We'd like you to aim it a little bit more to the right, over.
Okay. Okay, that's all the cable we have. All the way out. I'll start working on the shoulder.
A little bit too much to the right. Can you bring it back left about 4 or 5 degrees? Okay, that looks good, Neil.
Hey, that looks good, Neil. Okay, now, think I ought to be farther away or closer?
Can't get too much further, won't it?
Let's try it like that for a while. I'll get a couple panoramas with it here.
Roger, you look okay as far as distance goes, Neil, and we'll line you up again when you finish the panorama. You're going too fast on the panorama sweep. You're going to have to stop for...
I haven't stopped. I haven't set it down yet. That's the first picture in the panorama. Right there.
Roger.
It's taken just about northeast. Tell me if you got a picture, Houston.
Well, we've got a beautiful picture, Neil.
Okay, I'm going to move it.
Okay, there's another good one. Okay, we got that one.
Okay, now this one's right down sun, straight west. And I want to know if you can see an angular rock in the foreground.
Roger, we have a large angular rock in the foreground, and looks like a much smaller rock a couple of inches to the left of it, over.
Right, and then on beyond it about 10 feet is an even larger rock that's very rounded. That rock is about, the closest one to you is about sticking out of the sand about 1 foot. It's about 1.5 feet long, and it's about 6 inches thick, but it's standing on edge.
Roger.
Okay, Neil, I've got the table out. The bag deployed.
We got this for you, Neil.
Straight south.
Roger, and we see the shadow of the limb.
In the hills, Roger, the little hill just beyond the shadow of the limb is a pair of elongate craters. About probably the pair together is 40 feet long and 20 feet across, and they're probably 6 feet deep. We'll probably get some more work in there later.
Roger, and we see Buzz going about his work.
How's that for a final?
For a final orientation, we'd like it to come left about 5 degrees, over. Back to the right about half as much.
Okay.
Okay, that looks good there, Neil.
Yeah, looks good there. Okay.
1 hour, 7 minutes time expended.
Okay, you can make a mark, Houston.
Roger, so,
And incidentally, you can use the shadow that the staff makes to assist you in getting it perpendicular.
Buzz is erecting the solar wind experiment now.
Some of these small depressions big off, and you tend to think, oh, maybe 2 or 3 inches. I can suggest exactly what the layer pictures showed when they pushed away a little bit. You can force transmitted through the upper surface of the soil, and about 5 or 6 inches away, it breaks loose and moves as if it were caked on the surface, when in fact it really isn't.
I noticed in the soft spots where we have footprints nearly an inch deep that the soil is very cohesive, and it will retain a slope of probably 70 degrees one side of the footprint.
All limb systems still looking good.
Okay? Yeah, I think that's next. Did it come on? Oh, did I get the camera?
Start up the rocker.
Okay, you'll have to extend that one.
Columbia, Columbia, this is Houston, ALS, over.
Houston, ALS, over.
Neil Armstrong's been on the lunar surface now almost 45 minutes.
69, I don't have a camera. Houston, Columbia on the high gain, over.
Columbia, this is Houston, reading you loud and clear, over.
Yeah, this is Houston reading.
Yeah, radio loud and clear, how's it going?
Roger, the EVA is progressing beautifully. I believe they're setting up the flag now.
Great.
I guess you're about the only person around that doesn't have TV coverage of the scene.
That's all right, I don't mind a bit. How is the quality of the TV?
Oh, it's beautiful, Mike, it really is.
Oh, geez, that's great. Is the lighting halfway decent?
Yes, indeed. They've got the flag up now, and you can see the stars and stripes on the lunar
Flag
surface.
up now, and you can see the stars and stripes on the lunar surface.
Beautiful, just beautiful.
It's, see if you can pull that end off a little. Straighten that end up some.
It won't go out. Okay.
Neil, this is Houston, radio check, over.
All right, you're Houston, loud and clear.
Roger out.
I'm clear, Houston.
Roger, Buzz.
I'd like to evaluate the various paces that a person can traveling on the surface. Leave them out of your field of view. Is that right now, Houston?
That's affirmative, Buzz. You're in our field of view now.
You do have to be. Alright, you do have to be rather careful to keep track of where your center of mass is. Sometimes it takes about 2 or 3 paces to make sure that you've got your feet underneath you. And about 2 or 3 or maybe 4 easy paces can bring you to a fairly smooth stop. Direction. Like a football player, you just have to put out to the side and cut a little bit. So-called kangaroo hop does work, but it seems your forward ability is not quite as good as it is in the conventional, more conventional one foot after another. As far as saying what a sane pace might be, I think one that I'm using now would get rather tiring after several hundred. But this may be a function of the suit as well as lack of gravity force here.
Tranquility Base, this is Houston. Could we get both of you on the camera for a minute, please?
Say again, Houston.
Roger, we'd like to get both of you in the field of view of the camera for a minute. Neil and Buzz, the President of the United States is in his office now and would like to say a few words to you, over.
That would be an honor.
Go ahead, Mr. President. This is Houston out.
Hello, Neil and Buzz. I'm talking to you by telephone from the Oval Room at the White House. And this certainly has to be the most historic telephone call ever made. I just can't tell you how proud we all are of what you... For every American, this has to be the proudest day of our lives. And for people all over the world, I am sure they too join with America in recognizing what an immense feat this is. Because of what you have done, the heavens have become a part of man's world. And as you talk to us from the Sea of Tranquility, it inspires us to redouble our efforts to bring peace and tranquility to earth. For one priceless moment in the whole history of man, all the people on this earth are truly one. One in their pride in what you have done, and one in our prayers that you will return safely to earth.
Thank you, Mr. President. It's a great honor and privilege for us to be here representing not only the United States, but men of peace of all nations, and with interest and a curiosity and with a vision for the future. Honor for us to be able to participate here today.
And thank you very much, and I look forward, all of us look forward to seeing you on the Hornet on Thursday.
Look forward to that very much, sir.
Columbia, Columbia, this is Houston, over.
Loud and clear, Houston.
Roger, I've got a P-22 auto optics pad for you.
Roger, go ahead.
Roger, P-22, landmark ID, LEM, T1, 1102656. T2, 1103206. 3 miles south. Time of closest approach, 1103340. Shaft, 353.855. Trunnion, 46.495. Roll 0. Pitch 250. Yaw 0. Over.
Roger, thank you. Feedback now required.
Roger out.
Houston, it's very interesting to note that when I kick my foot this trail with no atmosphere here in this cavity, they seem to leave, and most of them have about the same angle of departure and velocity. As where I stand, the large portion of them will impact at a certain distance out. There are several percentage, of course, that will impact different regions out, but it's highly dependent upon the initial trajectory upwards. Where most of the majority of the particles come down, like the terrain.
Roger, Buzz, and break, Columbia, this is Houston. When you track out of high gain antenna limits, request Omni Delta, over.
Well, man. know that just as I go in, I catch an additional reflection off the lamp, along with the reflection off my face.